flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Call the roll.
Trustee Spurling.
Here.
Trustee Lee.
Here.
Trustee Heinz. Trustee Youngerman.
Here.
Trustee Marisak.
Here.
And Trustee Bond.
Thank you. All right, we do have a quorum this evening. I'll move on to public participation. The first item is public comment. Is there any member of the public that wishes to address the board this evening? I'll give you a second to ponder whether or not you came up with something. All right, with that, I'll move on to the presentation of the checks from the River Run. And I'll turn it over to the chairman of the run.
Thanks, Mayor. So a couple things. We're going to have a PowerPoint that is going to, I think, advance itself. I'm not sure Jeff will, but with some photos. And I guess the first thing I'd like to start out with is just to thank our sponsors that will go through here. It's a big part of why we have proceeds to donate to various organizations. So we had a record number of sponsorships this year, which was very encouraging. This was our 15th annual River Run, which is kind of amazing that it's gone that fast. I can remember when we did our first one, so a little scary. But we had over 200 runners. We do a 5K and a 10K, and so a lot of people enjoy it. And the scenic route is what people most talk about, and it is a nice run. We did have tremendous support from the Montgomery Public Works guys. Very much appreciated. Our police department did a great job in helping out. So that's really appreciated. You can't do a race unless you have that kind of support from the community. So we really appreciate it. But the main reason we're here tonight is to give out the proceeds to three very worthy groups in Montgomery area here. So we have the Rotary Club here, we have Hesed House here, and we have the VFW here, and we'd like to give them some checks. And if I could ask the mayor to come forward and do the presentation. So
All right.
appreciate it. So we're giving $2,000 to the VFW, $2,000 to Hesed House, and $1,000 to the Rotary. So I know we have some Rotary reps here, and Hesed House I think is here, and obviously VFW. So if you guys want to just come on forward and we'll, yeah, whatever. And then if anybody wants to say anything. We'll do them all together, and then if you guys want individual.
Looks like we have a lot of people that like the publicity on this sign. There isn't one paper here.
No, you should be up there.
Get up there.
Hey, Jeff. Yeah, isn't that weird?
Oh, I wasn't watching. My hubby should be up there. Oh.
So the one thing that I would say is that the partnership with all three of those entities is much deeper than a single event like this. And so really strive for any time we can work together or help any of the agencies. We certainly look to do that. So I appreciate all the work that you do for all kinds of people in this community, in the region. Certainly a better region because of what you do. Thank you. And you can say anything you like if you want.
Just on behalf of Hesed House, our board of directors, our staff, and ultimately our guests, just thank you for everyone who has a warm place to sleep tonight and a full belly. Just thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you.
I would just like to say on behalf of the Rotary Club of Montgomery, we have a great time helping out in the community, and especially with events like River Run. This money will definitely be put to good use, most likely going right towards street painting for next year. So thank you again.
Could you put your name down for me?
I don't know, this could be dangerous.
No, I'm not changing any ordinance.
That's awesome.
Thank you.
Ditto. No, on behalf of the VFW, I do want to thank everybody. When we get donations like this, it does go to our relief fund, which is strictly for helping veterans in need. So this definitely will help us out, and it will go a long way. So thank you all.
Thanks.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Yeah. And certainly stay if you like, but we will not be offended if you head on to back to work
I
for
would say
some
they
of you.
have to stay.
Nice.
I just want to say thank you to Pete and EEI for the amount of work and effort that him and his staff put into organizing and running this. And he's not the director, he's the chief jester of the
That's right.
run. The first year I showed up and he was wearing that hat,
I want to know, where do we store the big checkbook? I haven't seen it.
Pete's got it somewhere.
slide that into the ATM on your way back.
Well, it's certainly a good event. It takes a lot to put it together, that's for sure. The runners come, and I know we have runners in this room. I'll be running next year because an older gentleman that received a medal this year, so he placed, he gave me a hard time. He's like, where were you at? When are you going to run this? So I ran one year. So I'm going to be having to run next year, so at any rate.
And I look forward every year to see Laura running. Last year, you had the stroller with you, I think, and this year, did you do the 10K this year?
10K, yes.
It's awesome. Well, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. I'll read the items and entertain a motion for approval. We have minutes of the village board meeting of October 22nd, the building report for October 2018, accounts payable through November 6th, 2018, and the cancellation of our November 20th committee of the whole meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Trustee Youngerman?
Yes.
Trustee Marisak?
Yes.
Trustee Spurling?
Yes.
And Trustee Lee?
Yes.
And that carries 4-0. Thank you. Items for separate actions this evening, we have Resolution 2018-020, authorizing the use of our 2018 MFT funds for snow removal materials. Pete?
So I'm taking this one for Rick. So each year, I think you all recall that we go into the state program for bidding for salt, and it's a statewide bid, and we don't know the results until, the bid comes in. This year, the amount is $64.18 per ton, so that we have a resolution that we request to be passed, and the maintenance costs form as well approved, and that is for us to be able to use MFT monies to purchase the salt, for our snow removal program. It also includes an allotment for calcium chloride and weather forecasting. So it was competitively bid by the state. That's how and virtually every community in the state participates in the program. So
How does the price per ton this year compare to previous years?
it's higher this year. Oftentimes, there's really no explanation as to why. So I can't explain it, but it's about, I think, $20 a ton higher than it was last year.
Do we have to take a minimum?
We do. We have to take 80% of our allocation as our minimum. We can go up to 120% if we need to.
What do we have on hand from last year?
We also have a full complement. I can give you the exact amounts here if you give me 1 second. One disadvantage to going paperless is you can't have everything out at one time to see everything at the same time. So right now, we have about 2,000 tons on hand. Last year, we used about 1,300 tons. And just for the record, the price last year was $47.91 a ton.
On a bad snow season, what tonnage will we go through?
I can't answer that one. I can just tell you that last year, we used 1,300 tons. I don't know how to characterize last year, to be honest with you. That's
Okay.
something Rick would have to give you a better answer on.
Because what I'm thinking is if we've got to take 80% of whatever our order is, do you think that maybe 1 year we can go without if we've got?
Well, the concern, the answer is maybe. As you may recall, there's been years where the snow season has gone long, and we've used a lot more salt than we anticipated, and were shortages in the past. If barge traffic gets held up, if some of these deliveries can't. The frustrating part about this, and I can remember a few years ago where the vendor was obligated to get us salt, but the vendor couldn't get salt to us. So
remember that. They were,
that's
like,
the reason
barging it
why I think we're more cautious about having a higher reserve than we may have had in past years. So, and I would say most other communities are doing the same thing. We have the luxury of having some salt storage here, and I think it's a good advantage to have it. So, you know, Rick's the expert at managing the salt and allocating it. So, you know, maybe those questions can be deferred back to him at the next meeting.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
I'd like a motion to approve Resolution 2018-020 for the salt purchase.
Second.
Any discussion? Go ahead.
Trustee Marisak?
Yes.
Trustee Spurling?
Yes.
Trustee Lee?
Yes.
And Trustee Youngerman?
Yes.
That carries 4-0. Thank you. Next item is the 2018 tax levy. Justin?
Thank you, President Rowley. State statute requires us to announce the tax levy prior to the passage in December. Staff is recommending a proposed levy of $2,260,406. That is, including new construction, approximately $86,000 above the 2017 extension. The cap of the property tax extension limitation law is 2.1% this year, and we have included that in those numbers. Attached, you'll find several graphs, and also how we change the dollar amount, and then also looking at businesses and residences, how much of an increase those would be.
I'm sure we can come up with something.
I'm just going to ask my normal yearly tax questions. Right now, I think, excuse me, last year, I think that we didn't even accept, or we didn't even take the minimal amount that is approved under law. I'd like to see that again. I feel that with our general reserve being where it's supposed to be, it is actually percentages higher than what it's supposed to be. I'm not going to I'm not going to hold my hand out for more taxes until we are absolutely needed.
I respect the fact that you guys ask, because it's what you're supposed to do.
It's your
and
job,
everything.
yeah, and I appreciate that.
But yeah, in the 6 years that I've been here, we haven't, I don't believe, ever voted
Yeah.
to increase it, which is something that I tell residents all the time when they talk about their taxes. I said, it's not us. Look at your bill. It's not us. We're doing the responsible stuff here and the hard work.
Which reflects upon our department heads, because we keep it at this rate, and you guys keep finding savings. So thank you to all the department heads, because you guys are doing a tremendous job and finding the savings and allowing us to keep our taxes as low as possible.
That and our sales tax has
Yes.
gone up drastically.
Yep.
Over the last decade.
Yeah, which has helped us with being able to fund the roads program.
What is that P-TEL amount? Is it the 46,000?
So,
Where's that last?
amount, yes, would be 46,000, property would be approximately 40,000.
I get you. Okay. So this will be on for, is your microphone on?
It is, but it doesn't sound like it's working. Can you hear me better now?
Yeah.
All right.
Go back to the beginning. No, so I do appreciate that. So this is on for our next, so we just canceled the 20th. We have a 26th meeting though, right? Okay, so we'll discuss it more at that meeting.
It will be on for first reading at the November 26th meeting.
Okay.
And then on for approval December 10th,
Yep, I saw
I
that.
think it is, or 10th,
10th.
yeah.
Okay. Makes sense.
Question on police pension.
Yes.
People have said that our taxes haven't gone up higher, but the pension part is getting higher every year. What's that going to be this year? Is that,
So we get a valuation done at the end of fiscal year 2018 for this current year that we're in. And that number, sorry, on page,
396?
that number is expected to be $608,000. I have not included the numbers between corporate IMRF, between the different categorizations here historically, but you would see the percentage of the police pension going up much quicker, and some of the other ones actually starting to go down because of it, so.
But the total tax that we levy is capped. That's the total property tax at the 2 million. It's basically up to us to determine which of these we're funding with it. Yeah,
So
Yes.
more goes into police pension, then less is going into,
right. And
The
we're
general
having to
or-
fund that through other means then.
Correct.
Yeah, I get you. Which is good, because when they were talking about capping our property taxes at the state level, they exempted public pension and public safety type stuff, so it's good to have in there. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have to do anything with this? It's under item, no?
It was a discussion item.
It was under items for separate actions, I'm asking.
don't need any action tonight.
Okay. All right, thanks. I'll move on to ordinance 1828, declaring surplus property. This is waiver first, passage on the second. Chief?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. As you know, 5 years ago, we closed down our dispatch center. And if you're walking the police department into the dispatch center now, you'd still see those 3 huge dispatch consoles still sitting there. So, we thought about moving them and putting them in storage, but we really don't have any purpose for them. They're designed and built for one thing, dispatch consoles. Plus, we had Public Works come move them, we'd probably lose some parts, they'd get old, like this. And then they just lose value. So we figured, well, there still may be some value in these consoles. We can put them on auction site or put them on the Expo site and
Awesome. Any questions, comments, motions?
So moved.
Second.
Nobody can use that file cabinet. Lisa don't want to, nobody?
Go with the desk.
No, okay.
Maybe that buys us another taser.
And ChemCon wasn't interested in any of this.
Well, they can bid on it.
Never.
Any other discussion? Go ahead.
Trustee Spurling.
Yes.
Trustee Lee.
Yes?
Trustee Youngerman.
Yes.
And Trustee Marisak.
Yes.
That carries 4-0. Thank you. We don't have anything for discussion. Any new or unfinished?
Nothing.
Okay. All right.
I got everything I needed.
Our future village board meeting, our next one is Monday, November 26th. That's the Monday after Thanksgiving, so remember that. And with that, we will adjourn, or I'll entertain a motion to adjourn to executive session to discuss the employment of an employee.
So moved.
and-
Second.
And not for acquisition of real property.
Oh, not for acquisition?
Correct. Yeah, we're not going to talk about it. All right, go ahead.
Trustee Youngerman.
Yes.
Trustee Marisak.
Yes.
Trustee Spurling. And Trustee Lee.
Yes.
And that carries 4-0. Thank you.